Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela and today we're gonna be answering my most asked questions in my TikTok comments. I literally wore this sweater like 3 videos ago, but it's from Aritzia and it's so good. Anyway, so I get a lot of questions in my TikTok comments, and a lot of the times I often get asked a lot of the same questions in different videos on TikTok. So I thought I would share with you guys my answers to these repetitive comments just so that this video can be on one platform for you guys. And if you are new to my channel and new to my content, then you can kind of have this video if you are from my TikTok. So hopefully this helps. Also, if you guys are new to my content completely and you don't know who I am, my name is Pamela and I am a content creator. I am 20 years old and I'm from New Jersey. I currently go to the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York and I'm studying fashion business management. On the side, basically like my part-time job, I do social media, I work with brands, and I go to really awesome fun events and I document everything online, as well as share with you guys all of my advice, tips, how I got into this industry, especially as a college student, and how you guys can also make money from social media, work with really awesome brands, all that stuff. And I also have a fashion blog called Glamour & Guide, as well as a media slash like agency called Valdez Agency, where I share opportunities for content creators, students, anyone looking to get in the creator industry. So that is a little blurb about me, and now we can get started with some of these frequently asked questions. So I have a folder on my phone with all of the questions that I screenshotted, but I use my phone to shoot all of my content like on my camera. So right now I'm using like the remote live shooting. So I have everything on my computer, but I have all the screenshots. So we're just gonna get started with the question that is just going to lay out the rest of the video, which is, how did you become a content creator? How did you get started? So I started almost 3 years ago, back in June 2020. That was the month that I graduated high school. It's already been 3 years, but I graduated high school that month. And that was when I decided I was just gonna start creating content. I've always dreamed about doing it. That same month, I launched my fashion blog called Glamour & Guide. And I was working on it for a few months prior to that, I think like April 2020, because that was my senior year of high school. Everything was remote because of COVID. So I had a lot of time on my hands and I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to start my blog. I had just gotten accepted into my dream top school, which was FIT, and I felt like I didn't really have anything beneath me to go into fashion school and be like, yeah, like I do this, I do that. I didn't have anything, so I was like, I'm gonna start a fashion blog. I took it very seriously from the beginning. I've had so many awesome interviews on there with really cool people. Then after I started that blog, I was like, okay, now I need to take my Instagram seriously. So then I started posting a lot more consistently on Instagram. I was posting like 4 or 5 times a week, going out with my sister in any weather, rain, shine, after a snowstorm, like you name it. My sister and I have been out in that weather shooting content, and this was all just for fun. I was not making any money from it at all. And when I started posting more outfits, all that stuff, then in March 2021, I started posting on TikTok. I was not super comfortable in front of the camera, but I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna make myself comfortable and I'm going to get on TikTok because everyone is doing it and I want to do it as well. After I started posting on TikTok, I flopped for a few weeks and then I gave up. I was like, I'm so discouraged. This is so unfair. Why is everyone else blowing up except me? Like this was the Charlie D'Amelio, Addison Rae era, and I was just like, yeah, this isn't working for me. I gave up. I started posting again more frequently about like 4 weeks later. That was when I had my first viral video. It was about Pretty Little Thing, how to become an affiliate with them. Got over 300,000 views in like a week, and I was like, okay, like this is it. I'm gonna keep posting. And ever since then, I've not given up. I've even had some points where I've posted like 5 to 7 videos a day. Like I have been so consistent on that app, and I've received so many amazing opportunities because of that. And ever since then, I have just received invites to brand events. I've been to Fashion Week. I've received so much awesome PR. I've met so many amazing people in the industry. I've made so many awesome connections with other content creators, and it's just opened up like this whole new world that I never even knew was possible for me and that even existed. So that is kind of a summary of how I got into it and just how everything started lining up for me. Also forgot to mention, on TikTok in the beginning, my content was strictly fashion videos because I was going to fashion school and I was like, duh, I want to do outfit videos. And when that didn't pop off, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start creating videos that are more related to transparency within the content creator industry, because over on my Instagram, I was landing a lot of really good brand deals. They were all just like gifted PR stuff. I had gotten one paid brand deal. I think it was like $20 for an in-feed post, and I was landing these brand deals. They weren't amazing, but I wanted to share that on my TikTok as well, and that was what essentially brought me into the world of transparency, sharing my advice and my tips online, and that was really how people got to know me, which was just giving the reality of being a content creator, because no one else was really talking about it. Can you talk more about influencer platforms and how to use it? So I am a part of a number of different influencer platforms. I will leave the name up on the screen of all of the ones that I've previously worked with that I absolutely love, as well as some agencies. But essentially, a influencer platform or an influencer agency is a company that has connections to brands, and they are just looking for content creators or influencers who want to work with these companies. So for example, I said this in another one of my videos, if Sephora wants to hire beauty influencers or beauty content creators, they are most likely going to go to an influencer agency or a platform that already knows a bunch of beauty influencers and beauty content creators, and they're going to reach out to them and say, hey, we're Sephora, we want to hire creators to do this, this, that, we want follower counts in this, this, that, and this is our compensation, this is how much we can pay them. What can we do with that? Those agencies are now gonna go into their database of content creators and influencers, find people that meet that criteria, reach out to them, and then essentially propose this idea, negotiate a little bit about the rates, and then kind of go from there. I have seen this personally on the back end because I am currently a influencer marketing / like PR intern for a skincare brand, and that is exactly what we do. But on influencer platforms, that's essentially all that it is. It's just a bunch of content creators on a platform that other brands are looking to work with, and all of these that I'm a part of that I just showed on the screen, they are already connected with bigger brands like Clinique, Ulta, Hallmark, like all these really big brands that you know and love are already connected with these companies, and they just want creators, and it is totally free to sign up for. And I always encourage people to sign up on these platforms because not a lot of people talk about it, and I'm telling you guys, like, you can land really awesome brand deals. That is how I was able to work with Dunkin' for like the past 11 months. I landed an 11-month partnership with Dunkin' Donuts through Intern Queen, because they have connections with whoever is working at Dunkin'. Dunkin' was looking for content creators, Intern Queen knew a bunch of people, and that is how I was selected. So that's how an influencer platform works. What camera do you use and how do you edit? So I'm currently using the Canon EOS M200. This did come in a content creator kit. I got it during Black Friday. It was actually on sale for $4.99, which is a lot of money, but if you think about it, it came with the actual camera, the lens, a tripod, an SD card, as well as the battery. And I feel like for all of that, as well as a actual really good camera like this one, I feel like it's such a good deal. I would definitely either get it on Amazon or check Target if it's still on sale, because sometimes I see that they have like random sales on it. I think for a beginner being on YouTube, it is such a good camera, and even the photo quality is also really amazing. For my editing, I actually edit on iMovie, which sometimes iMovie really sucks, but I don't want to use any other platform on my computer just because iMovie is so simple to use. Like, all you do is just insert your videos, pictures, text, all that stuff, and then you just download it right to your computer. I tried using Adobe and it's just not it. Like, I feel like it's so complicated and I like super simple stuff. So I use iMovie right now, but eventually in the future, I am hoping that I can upgrade to a better platform to edit my videos, but for now I feel like this does the job. Platforms free to use, absolutely. I would never recommend paying for any platform that allows you to connect with brands and work with them. Like, I'm telling you guys, if anyone ever asks you to pay to want to work with a brand, absolutely not. If a brand ever asks you to pay for their products and they will refund you, never do that either. Like, that is a scam that I almost fell for when I was starting out as a content creator. I was like, oh my god, this brand just DM'd me, they want to work with me, they're like, yeah, just pay this and we'll refund you. Do not fall for that scam. Also, when it comes to the platforms, all you have to do is just sign up, put your information, put your email, what kind of content you create. Like, literally, that's all you have to do. Never put in your information for anything that's asking for a credit card, a debit card. Like, do not do any of that. Can you talk about how to email / DM brands? Yes. So the secret to emailing brands when you literally have no experience working with one is to basically offer your services and what you can provide to help the company. So for example, if you really want to work with Revolve, but you have no experience working with a company like them, or you've never worked with a clothing brand before, you basically just have to offer your services to them as if you have already done it before. And a lot of influencers and content creators within this space always say fake it till you make it, and that is so true. When I first started emailing brands about 2 years ago, I had no experience working with anybody. I had no presence on TikTok. I was simply just creating content all the time on my Instagram. And while I was emailing these companies, I was just stating that I'm a fashion blogger and I can create content for them with an in-feed post, as well as feature them on my blog post or on my Instagram stories. You basically just have to offer anything that you can do for them that you feel like can benefit them. And the no experience thing does not matter. Emailing and DMing brands are two completely different things, because on DM, you cannot write some super long crazy message. It has to be condensed into literally a few sentences, or else a brand is just probably going to ignore you and pass you on to somebody else. And same thing happens with email. If you put your entire life story into an email and you put a bunch of fluff in there, no one's gonna read it. Like, I'm just being honest, again, speaking as an actual influencer intern who reads emails and reads DMs. In the beginning of being a content creator, I would always put my life story. I was like, I'm from New Jersey. This is how long I've been creating content. Here are some of my videos. This is what I do. Like, I was putting in so much fluff, and it's like, you should not be doing that. First of all, when you are DMing brands, don't just DM them and say, hey, I want to work with you. I just want a free lip balm. I just want a free lotion. Actually give these brands a content idea, because at the end of the day, they're going to see that and they're going to know that you're not just any other content creator out there who just wants some free stuff. Like, you actually have a content idea. Drunk Elephant was one of my very first collaborations when I literally had like 1,000 followers on Instagram and I had no TikTok. And this was what I said. I know that in your question, you said, if you don't have a media kit or a resume, what can you send? You can definitely just crop out the part where I mentioned the media kit, but I feel like something along those lines where you are just introducing yourself, what you do, who you are, why you are interested in the products, what kind of content you can create for them, and then also send over your social media channels. That is another really great way. But this is a real example, literally from 2020, and Drunk Elephant, they did end up saying yes to this. So take my advice, go along something of these lines, and you're gonna be good. This is a very, very frequently asked question, which is, where do you get PR from? So I get PR from a number of different ways. Number one, you can pitch yourself to brands. That is one of the easiest ways, because it's literally just you DMing a brand and just kind of waiting if they will say yes or no. I used to do this all the time through DM and email. I remember in the beginning of my content creation journey, I used to DM so many brands that Instagram blocked me from DMing people for like 24 hours because I was literally messaging so many brands all at once. It looked like it was spam. DM is one of the ways that you can do it. Number two, I get PR from literally just organic outreach. Like I said before, a lot of brands will just reach out to me and say, hey, we want to work with you. Can we send you this? And a lot of the times brands will either make it an obligation for you to post in exchange for content. Other times brands just want to gift you a product just for fun, just so that you could try it out, see if you like it, and then maybe want to work together in the future. The last way that I get PR is from signing up on influencer platforms. We talked about this previously, and I left a few names on the screen of some of my favorite brands, but a lot of the times they do gifting and they just ask you, hey, like, do you want to receive this? Again, there's no need to post or anything. A lot of the times they just want to send you the products. It could be self-care, skincare, whatever it is, like hair care, whatever. So these were some comments that I found on my Instagram Reels bonus acceptance video. A few weeks ago, I got accepted into that program on Instagram after literally posting so many Reels. Finally got the notification, and in order to be a part of the Reels bonus program, you need to be over 18, you have to be in the US, and I think you also need to have a public Instagram account, if I'm not mistaken. I will leave the requirements on the screen, but with the Reels bonus program, it is very random. Like, there is no set timeline of when you can get accepted. I literally was on vacation with my boyfriend, posted a reel, and I just got the notification that was like, do you want to make money from this? Click this. Clicked it, and then it led me to the application process to be part of Reels, put in my information, tax info, all that stuff. So I'm telling you guys, it is so random. I wanted to ask you, how do you get a manager to manage your collaborations? I'm new at content creation, and I want to have a manager to help with. So I did not sign with my manager until last year, which was in June 2022. So we have been together for 6 months now, a little bit over 6 months, and it is very exciting. And I knew my manager because I did a webinar for her agency, which is called Girl Socially, and it was called So You Want to Be an Influencer. And so I did the webinar for some of the girls there. It was really fun. I loved it, and ever since then we stayed in touch. And over the following months after that, she asked me if I would ever be interested in influencer management, as I was getting a lot of brand deals and I was being like super active on my social media with content creation and stuff. And having a manager, I feel like when you're in that stage of things are getting like a little bit more hectic, is super helpful. I did not have a manager in the beginning when I was starting out for the first 2 years, and I wouldn't recommend getting a manager right away, just because it's still very, like, if you are very new to content creation, I feel like it's something you kind of just have to learn on your own, and it can be hard when it comes to figuring out rates and whitelisting and usage rights and like how much you should be charging. And I feel like in the beginning, if you're still very new, try to learn all of that on your own and really get comfortable with content creation, because you don't want to rely all of your work on somebody else. In the beginning, I was literally doing all of that by myself. I was negotiating, doing research on these words that I've never heard of, doing my taxes on my own. Like, I was doing all of this by myself, and then I had someone to kind of help me out after things were getting a little bit more hectic. But it was after I had learned all of these things. So I don't really have the best advice when it comes to how to find a manager, because she reached out to me, but there are so many agencies out there that look for specifically micro influencers or influencers in general, so you can apply to be talent on these agencies. Definitely just do your research, because there's some out there who try to scam you and they literally just want to take your money. Did you have anything special on your LinkedIn profile? I can never figure out how to make mine better. 6 ways to utilize LinkedIn as a content creator. So many people think that LinkedIn is just for applying for jobs and getting internships, but there's so much more that you can take advantage of as a content creator. Number 1 is you need to turn on creator mode. LinkedIn specifically says creator mode gives you new ways to reach your audience by enabling specific tools that you can only get access to if you have creator mode. With this, you can also add certain hashtags to your profile so that people can see what kind of content you post about. So these are the ones that I have. Take advantage of your headline on LinkedIn and add specifically what you do. Utilize the contact info section. This is where you can put your email, your website, your portfolio, a link to your social media, anything you want people who are coming across your profile to know in case they want to reach out to you. Add your media kit in the featured section, so anyone who's looking on your profile can easily click and view your media kit as well as your resume. In the about section of your LinkedIn, mention that you are a content creator and also put your email again at the bottom. Lastly, search up PR coordinators or anyone who works in influencer marketing and connect with them on LinkedIn. So this was a comment on a video where I was doing a day in the life as an intern in New York, which I just recently started this position last month. But the way that I have my LinkedIn profile set up is I have a creator profile. A lot of people don't talk about this. Again, I'll leave a TikTok because I've talked about how I did this. LinkedIn is such a great way to have people find you, or for you to find people in general. And I also have in my headline what I do. So I have my name, but I also have business owner, content creator, and I think I have like one other thing like college student. Putting that as well in the headline also helps people differentiate like who you are and what you do and what kind of content or what you talk about on your LinkedIn. I've had people reach out to me through LinkedIn in regards to brand deals and partnerships, literally because of what I post on LinkedIn. I am pretty active on there. I post my YouTube videos, I do some self-promotions and all of that, but then I'm also actively engaging with other people, connecting with other people who work in PR, and that is another world that you can also connect with people that not a lot of other creators talk about. How do you get these perks? So this was, oh my god, my Dunkin' was right there. This was a comment on a video. I posted my Giorgio Armani unboxing because I've been working with Giorgio Armani for the past few months now, and they always send really cute PR. And so for Christmas time, they emailed me and said that they were gonna be sending out an extra PR bag for someone in your life. Like, it was like a spread the love campaign or something. So I was like, I love him, let me just get something for him too. The way that this was possible, which the comment asks like, how do you get these perks? It was through an agency called Collectively Inc, and I love Collectively Inc so much. Like, they are everything to me. I posted a video over the summer talking about them, how much I genuinely love them. They saw the video and they were like, we want to send you a little gift as a thank you, because the video kind of went viral and they sent me flowers that said thank you. And like that agency has a special place in my heart. So I found out about them. I think like I was just searching for agencies that I could apply for as a content creator. I found out about them, applied, and they email me like every month for different mailers, like Maison Margiela fragrances, Giorgio Armani, Victor and Rolf, Prada Beauty. Like they have some of the best PR ever, and that agency is literally how I was able to do this. They're so sweet. We've built up a really awesome relationship, and they offer gifted as well as paid partnerships. Is there any way I can be a micro-influencer without sharing my name or my face? It is called UGC, which is also user-generated content. Would you believe me if I told you that you can get paid without even posting content on your actual social media? Over the past few weeks, this has taken over my TikTok For You page, which is people talking about being a UGC creator. This is totally different from someone who considers themselves an influencer or a micro-influencer, and this is not in a bad way. Basically, UGC stands for user-generated content, which is when a brand reaches out to you and they want you to create content for them, but you don't post it on your social media. So to some people, they may think, why even create the content then? A lot of brands are willing to pay creators literally just to make videos for them to promote in ads, and they will pay you as much as you want. Obviously, every brand has their own rate, but this has become so popular because a lot of people don't really have the followers, and some brands do require followers, but with UGC content, you literally just get free products in the mail, and you are paid to make a video using it or however it works. Although I am not a UGC creator and I do post things on my social channels, I would love to go more in depth about this, and which would you pick? This is something that has become so popular on TikTok. I kind of feel like it's really taking over TikTok. It is when you create videos for brands and you don't have to post it on your social media. They post it themselves, that they pay you to make the videos for them. How did you figure out your race, if you don't mind me asking? So, like I said before, I was on my own for about 2 years before I started with my manager. However, when I came to figuring out what kind of race I wanted, I put a lot of different things into account. So for example, how long does the content take you to create? Are you going out and buying props and buying extra things to make this happen? How long does it take you to edit these videos? And do they want to boost it? And do they want to use this in ads? As well as usage rights and how long the brand wants the video. So those are 5 things to always keep in mind when you are putting together the rates. The reason why is because if a brand wants to keep your video forever, and they want to use it literally in billboards, in ads, on Instagram, like if they want to keep that forever and use it for whatever, you need to be charging a very good amount of money, like thousands of dollars, because this is a brand that wants to keep your content forever. And if you think about it, at the end of the day, like for example, Sephora again, if Sephora wants to keep one of your makeup videos, Sephora is gonna make thousands, even probably millions of dollars off of whatever it is you're promoting. You wanna make sure that you're getting a good chunk of that. Also, the reason why I said like props and how long it takes to edit and all that stuff is because your time is money. If you are sitting and editing a video for like 16 hours, like depending, I don't know how long that video is, but if you are editing maybe like over 10 hours, you need to put that into account as well in your rate. Like you need to also be aware, a lot of brands will ask you to reshoot things so many times. Give a brand a certain amount of times they can ask you to reshoot your content, because again, that is your time. A lot of these people, like they don't do content full time. So it's like you have to actually find time in your schedule to figure out how can you go and reshoot this again? How can you edit this? Now I have to go redo this voiceover. I have to fix this little shot. It's like you really have to take all that stuff into account. And then also if you have to go out and buy stuff, I don't know, maybe you're using your car to go to a far location to really get the perfect shot. All of those things should be put into account. And then your engagement. You're not gonna charge $10,000 for a 30-second video if you have 2,000 followers and you get 30 views. Just because it's a big brand does not mean that you can also take advantage and charge thousands of dollars. Just look at everything that they're asking you and then go off of a base rate. Me and my manager have a base rate for me, so whenever a brand wants to work with me, we automatically just have a rate. Okay, this is what it starts at. So for example, it could be 600, 700, 800, and then if the brand starts asking you for multiple things on top of that, you just keep adding. Add to 200, add 500, like literally just go up from there depending on what it is. This was a comment on one of my videos about taxes as a content creator. Do you use SS or are you under an LLC? So she's asking if I use my social security number when I'm doing my taxes or if I'm under an LLC. So right now I do use my social security number just because since I don't have a business number, like a business ID. I do have to use my social security because I am licensed as a sole proprietor for my taxes. I have a whole playlist and like a series on taxes as a content creator. I filed for them last year for the very first time as a creator, and it was a very interesting experience, nothing bad at all, but I never thought that I would ever have to owe taxes just because like I was such a small creator and I was making really good money, and I was like, oh shoot, like I actually do, I'm actually gonna have to pay because a lot of this money is not taxed. That is what I am under, but if you guys wanted to learn more information about that, definitely check out my playlist on taxes on my TikTok. What is a media kit? This is another frequently asked comment under my TikTok videos. A media kit is what I like to call a content creator resume. This basically showcases your analytics, your engagement, your audience, like your demographics, what percent of your followers are male, what percent are female. You also put on there what kind of content you can create, your creator services, whether it is TikTok videos, YouTube videos, podcast ads, in-feed posts, stories, reels, like anything that you can create for a brand, you also have to put that on there. You also should be putting all of the brands that you have worked with, not every single one, but obviously your most notable ones. Like for me, I always like to put in my more higher end partnerships, which have been with Prada Beauty, Maison Margiela Fragrances, Giorgio Armani. Like I'll always have to put those in as well. And then you also should be putting maybe like one or two photos of you, the content you've created. I'm gonna leave my media kit up on the screen just so you guys can see that as well. But yeah, it's basically like a content creator resume, and you send this media kit to brands so that they know what kind of creator you are, what you do, your engagement, analytics, and if you would be a good fit for certain partnerships or campaigns that they have coming up. I want to start a fashion and faith-based blog, but I heard that Wix or Squarespace is not something to use, but I don't want to pay for anything. I want to just get some experience and I want to be a fashion journalist. So I have a fashion blog and I'm currently using the platform WordPress. I've been using WordPress, I'm not even joking, since middle school because we used to have to make projects in school for history class, and we had to make like fake websites to put our project on. So WordPress has always been my favorite, literally from the beginning, since literally my 8th grade days. You can find some really good templates on there for free that you can just put all of your information in. If you want to make your website look a little bit more professional, it's not gonna look professional if you have like pamelavaldez.wordpress.com, but if you pay to take the WordPress out and get your own domain, it's gonna just say pamelavaldez.com. So I know you don't wanna pay, but if you, again, are just looking to make it look more professional, definitely get the domain. So I would definitely use WordPress. It's so simple to use. If you have a hard time, they have a live chat, like support people that I previously used when I was having trouble figuring out like how to make a portfolio website and all that stuff. So they're really awesome when it comes to that. And again, it's free. You can find so many awesome templates, and you could even find YouTube tutorials if you have a little bit more trouble when it comes to figuring out like how to do certain things. Last question is, how do you search for brands on LinkedIn? I already answered the part about how to get a manager, but essentially the way that you find brands to work with on LinkedIn is you have to connect with influencer agencies. I know quite a few, which I like mentioned earlier in this video. Connect with any agency that you can that works with influencers, big and small, on LinkedIn, because I'm telling you guys, they are always posting anytime they are looking for new influencers. And also, all of your favorite brands that you love, follow them on LinkedIn. Like I follow all my favorite makeup brands on LinkedIn. I follow all my favorite brands and companies because they are always posting new opportunities on there. You have to be active, be proactive, always be looking and seeing like who is hiring, what is going on, get those email job alerts set up. But again, you literally just have to follow all of your favorite brands, anyone that you can think of on LinkedIn, because I've seen so many awesome opportunities on there, internship stuff, like things that I don't see on Instagram or on TikTok. So TikTok and Instagram, they're great, but LinkedIn is definitely like a higher up platform that a lot of creators need to be on. That is it for today's video. I hope that this was very informative, and I tried to screenshot as many questions on my comments that I could that are very frequent. So if you guys have any more questions, remember you can always DM me on Instagram, and if you have any questions, you can also comment it on this video. But I will be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.